A touch of nature, some random product. All right, I think we're ready to start. Clef here. This is OTC episode 4, and OTC for Off the Cuff, very straight, unedited unboxing and first hands-on experience. So we have this here. We have this here. Well, you know, I guess I'm just going to take this out. This is a carry case, the main unit here. So let's keep the main unit for last. So first of all is the keyboard, which we'll probably pull out later on, but essentially this is a very simple keyboard. The trackpad doesn't click in the middle, but it does click on each end. So left click, right click. It's a pretty simple, bare bone. There's, you know, no extra little net or whatever. Here we have what I would assume is probably the controllers. They seem to have the same feel as the OneXplayer, which I like. I personally like when a controller has different feel throughout. It seems to be mid-sized analog, I think. Oh, the buttons seem to be on a very soft micro switch. I find these function buttons are a little stiff, and then we have, I guess that is to detach. And yeah, this is probably an extra button here. So here we have a D-pad replacement. That's nice. Okay, it's a little hard to take out. So this is essentially what it looks like. There's clearly a center pivot here. So these are the two that we get. I'm pretty sure I'm going to prefer this one. So I'm going to put this one for now. The D-pad protrudes out quite a lot. I don't know if you guys can see that. This is kind of special. Not used to seeing this. So of course the X1 has the 155H from Intel. So here we have the manual. Pretty straightforward. Man, this is hefty. It is. Let's put that aside for now and just look at what is in the rest of the box. So we have is that a pull-out tab? I guess it's not. Braided USB-C cable. Nice. A small block with the prongs that pull out. This is a 100-watt GAN charger. And is there anything else that I'm not seeing? I don't think so. No, just a nice block of foam. Wait, is that detachable? Oh, I guess that it is. Now, is the stand going to be strong enough? Like, what if I apply a little bit of pressure? No, it seems to hold well enough. I like that. Yeah, it doesn't seem to come off. Ooh la la, so satisfying. Ooh la la from Space Channel 5. Anyone remembers that? So the idea is that it would go like this. Now, the problem, from what I remember, is that while it is, you know, magnetized, the hold is not necessarily great. And it seems to be a bit better than what I remember it. I'm gonna try. Oh, wow. Well, I guess, oof. Okay, that was scary, and that was a great catch. I should get a like for that catch. It was an awesome catch. So we have the charging pads here with the holes for the keyboard to get connected. Here we have a speaker. This is the left side. We have two USB-Cs. I would assume they are probably USB 4. And then those little plastic tabs that you can remove to put the controllers in. So we're probably gonna do that in a second. At the top, we have the power button, volume, Oculink. Here we have the probably air intake, well, air outtake actually. The turbo button, air intake is in the back. The build quality feels awesome. Like, that feels like a sturdy little screen slash monitor slash laptop, call it what you will. It feels, man, what is going on with my camera? This is extremely frustrating right now. I'm unsure at this point in time that I do have a film, but that's okay. Let's put on the controllers. My lord, I'm having a hard time with installing those controllers. This is honestly harder than it seems. And for me to like successfully put them on, I really have to like put smudges all over the screen. Man, I must be doing this wrong. I can't believe. I feel dumb right now. It shouldn't be this hard. You know what? Let me try the other side. Maybe the plastic, maybe like in production, there's a little bit of extra plastic for the hole to be tight, and I just have to sort of eat through it. Okay, that one went smooth. That one went no problem. Oof, okay. I don't want to break anything. I'll try to... Man, this doesn't feel right. Okay, finally. Ooh, I got it. Okay. There is. All right, there's a film. It's just a very, very precise installation, I guess. All right, this is definitely not what these are for, but this is what I'm using it for right now. Okay, so this works well. This works decent. I'm gonna do the initial boot and get back to you guys in a second. All right, so we are finished with the installation. While that was happening, I got to feel a little more of the devices. I mean, it feels nice, it holds nice. There's something that I find kind of weird. When I installed the controllers, I had to slide it down. So logically speaking, that means that to undo them, I would have to push them up. Now the center unit is considerably heavier, which makes sense, you know, there's no surprise there. Considerably heavier than the controllers. So logically speaking, the weight of the center is always pushing down. So it's always putting some kind of stress on the gamepad latching system, which it's not the end of the world. And time will tell how long this will hold, but I kind of feel that I wish it would have been the opposite. You know, I wish I would have slided it in and then up. This way, the fact that it's going down, it's just like tightening the hold, if that makes sense. Anyways, so performance as we know it shouldn't be absolutely phenomenal. 1 second while I put in my password. For all intents and purposes, this is, you know, the panel looks bright, looks great. 1600p, this is pretty decent. It is a portrait panel, so it is portrait, right? So the orientation is actually like so. Some people don't like that as much, you know, because of course, some compatibility with older titles. It is 120 hertz. Now, you can put it down to 60. It's not VRR, as far as I remember it. Here, we have both 16:9 and 16:10 resolutions, so that's a good thing. It seems like that panel is tweaked to take on a lot of resolutions out the box. So I'm not familiar with that. I don't recall having an ARC GPU before this device, so that'll be interesting to see how that goes. Now the other thing is the OneXplayer software should be there. So yes, it is. So we can address TDP, that's nice. This is usually where you go to update your software. Controller driver, no updates available, no updates, no updates. Okay. Resource download. Okay. I mean, Steam came pre-installed, same goes for Epic Games. It seems we have all the same features that you have with the OneXFly software, so this is nice. The one thing that is not there with the OneXFly is you usually have a settings where you can change the UMA buffer. Now, as far as I know, this might be an Intel thing. The BIOS apparently is not addressable anywhere near as much as it is on AMD devices. So that might be the reason why. Close software, close system. You know, they really don't have these kinds of things in here. That's unfortunate. So let's try Contra Operation Galuga demo. I don't know at this point in time if we have a some kind of overlay for performance. What does the turbo button does? Okay, so it does open this thing. Okay, now for the time being, do we have the performance overlay? So we won't. So I ended up going with Steam's overlay. I think the panel looks great. The blacks are deep. It does sound great as well. I have to say, it sounds really good. And I would think it can probably also be quite loud if you want. Now, I want to point this out. This has nothing to do with OneXplayer. That has nothing to do with OneNetbook. That has everything to do with Intel. Right now, this is not looking good. I don't know if there are some drivers update. And that doesn't mean that the device doesn't have some appeal. I'm sure it does. And I'm sure I'm going to enjoy the heck out of it. However, when it comes to rendering some basic 3D game, again, yes, this game just came out, but it is not by any means a hard game to run. Like, from a graphics perspective, this shouldn't be difficult at all, and yet here I am with those performance. Ooh, the rumble is nice. I don't know if you guys will have heard it. It's not noisy at all. It was subtle, but it was there, definitely. Oh, this is a nice rumble. You know what? I like the way that they tweak those motors. I gotta say, like, the controller doesn't look cheap necessarily, but there is that kind of feel when you hold it because it's so light that you almost feel like it's going to be. But I have to say, I'm really liking the controller so far. I like the micro switch buttons. The switches are silent. They're not really loud. They are effective. You know, you feel the responsiveness. And the sticks, while they are, you know, we could have preferred having larger ones. There's a lot of travel. I will say right off the bat, it's kind of sad that this device is on Intel. I can already state that much. Of course, there's going to be a full review. I'm going to leave it at that. There's going to be a full review, but oops. Already off the bat, I can say it's a little unfortunate that this device is on Intel because I think OneXplayer, they've been trying for a while to do that like 3-in-1. And I'll be honest, I don't think the OneXplayer 2 was that device. I feel like this is giving me that 3-in-1 better here. It makes more sense here. It's a bit hefty as a tablet, but nonetheless, it still is a tablet. Definitely works as a game handheld. I like the weight of it. It feels a bit better than putting the Tab S8. I mean, not that anyone would have a reference, but it does feel better than putting the Tab S8 Ultra on a Galileo G8. But it is a similar setup, you know. I love the fact that it has a 120 Hertz panel. This is going to be such an awesome device for Moonlight. It's probably going to be great for remote play as well with VGem to change those controllers to being recognized as a PlayStation DualShock 4. Anyways, I'm going to leave it at that, guys. I'll be working on my review. It's probably not going to come for a little while. I have finished the review of my TGD T101, so I have to do that. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace!